Grid formed up, as you can see. Bumper crowd here on the Gold Coast today. People all over this circuit, bathed in sunshine, just a slight breeze coming you off the ocean. You just see the flags fluttering there. It really is quite a sight. And the weather this entire week has been great. Red lights on, waiting for a race now. RX-7 against the Porsche. That's the drag as they come. RX-7 again in the Porsche on the second row. Little BMW got away nicely too. Wait till we see the long shot going into the chicane. Here we go. RX-7 gets the power down. Two Porsches in behind them and the BMW. Great start there from Mark Brame and the BMW. He has gone like a rocket off the grid.
Ripper start from Grice too. He got his revs just right, being a turbocharged car. A little bit more difficult to get off the line than a normally aspirated car, but he got just right and took off like a rocket.
Palmer's Honda way back there, that sleek black machine a long way back as the field pours through. Everybody going to get through nice and tidy. That's good news. We'll go back to the front, see the battle there, the RX-7s and the Porsches. That's where it's going to be fought. RX-7 still in front, the two Porsches start to close.
Yeah, obviously in a 5-lap race, brakes won't come into quite so much importance as a long-distance race, but they are reasonably compromised around a circuit like this because they can't modify the brakes as heavily as what they would normally like to do. So on about lap 3 or 4, you'll really see them starting to lean on what brakes they've got left.
Jeremy Norris, car 31, doing a good job. That's the 968 Porsche. That's the white car with a red and green striping on it. He's come from a long way to get in touch. There he is there, sitting in behind the black RX-7. So Norris doing a pretty good job. He's had to fight his way through the traffic to get there.
Little BMW going well too, Daz.
Jimmy Richards just applying some pressure. Richardson's good in these sort of cars. Well, he's good in any sort of car.
Say Jimmy's good at anything.
But in these sort of cars, what about the wheels coming up there? Brame having a go too. Wow, through here. Look at this. They're just hitting the cars. Wow, that's about as good as you're going to see.
Grice, he said he was going to try, but that's ridiculous.
Really pushing now. Fitzgerald, Richards, Grice, Walden, Brame. The kid is going really well in the BMW.
There he is. Very, very well indeed. He actually came up through racing Suzuki's, and luckily he's not going to be in the series this year, but Neville giving him more and more miles in this car, which is great.
Back onto the main straight, the RX-7 still in front. The two Porsches doing all the hounding. The BMW trying to stay in touch. Could be a little bit difficult down this straight chute here. Let's have a look there. Good shot as they whip away from us now. You realise just how quick these production cars are travelling down this very long straight. The BMW just loses a bit of touch.
Watch the Porsche under brakes though. They do have slightly bigger brakes than the Mazda. See him gain a little bit under brakes there. They do. Oh, Jimmy's really having a major go there.
Grice, he told us he was going to have a go. He certainly is. Oh, what about that?
Now, come on.
Just lifts it up and takes about 4 metres off the corner. So Grice, back to the days of NASCAR when he really dominated this circuit. He really is aggressive. He loves to throw it around. Losing touch a little bit as Fitzgerald.
Under brakes, look, the Porsche.
Comes straight up inside.
He held it well, he held it well.
Came across the front of him. Allan Grice said, if you're going to do it, you'll have to do it the long way around. Jimmy Richards. Fitzgerald comes up as well.
Grice, he's never really been one to move over and wave you through.
Terrific dice. This is a sprint race. Of course, yesterday's 1-hour race, totally different tactics. But today it's just go. Now the Porsche out of the slipstream. Comes up side by side. Here they go into the chicane. Grice will get the line.
I tell you what, the Porsche isn't suffering anything in the horsepower department either. Watch that aerial view that we just saw. It was matching the Mazda speed for speed down that straight. And as I say, it's got slightly bigger brakes than the Mazda. So as this race sort of gets into about its 3rd or 4th lap, here we are, Jimmy having a look up the inside.
Goes and has a look, but Grice comes through the chicane. Remember what he did last time? He's really doing some lawn mowing, let me tell you. He's cutting everything. This kid's been great. The STP, Mark Brame, BMW, Neville Crichton's put him in the car, and he has not lost anything to the top drivers in the class.
No, well, it's exactly opportunities like this that give a young guy the opportunity to show his talent and therefore get some other drives in other categories as the year progresses.
Well, he's been getting pretty sideways around the circuit. You can see how hard he's trying, and we're talking about Jimmy Richards, how hard he's trying. Fitzgerald just losing touch slightly. So it's still Grice onto the main straight. Now, have a look at Richards. He gets a nice run through. He'll tuck in right behind him.
He got a really good clean run out of that left-hander. If he ducks in behind Grice up the straight, you can see his nose. He'll be pulling out pretty soon to have a go down on the inside of the chicane.
Down he comes. Can the Porsche get him under brakes now? Grice leads him over the black and white stripe again. Jimmy Richards just positioning the car. The first of the chicanes coming up. Grice goes over with him. Grice really chopping it. Not so much as he did last time around, though. Oop. Second one coming up. Here he goes, straight across the mark of the chicane. Just throwing it around Allan Grice. Oh, and Jimmy Richards has got to mix it with him.
Now, Grice will probably keep to the left, which he's doing now to cover into the next left-hander. So Jimmy will have to go around the outside, which he won't. He'll concentrate on getting a nice, clean line so he can get a good exit out of here and perhaps just have a nose up on Grice on the inside.
Grice closing the door at every advantage he can. It's a pretty wide RX-7 at the moment, but Jimmy Richards is one of the most patient drivers, and he's a thinker. He'll plan this out the best way he can. Now, the RX-7 just gets away by maybe a car length. Down this very big long straight right across the beachfront of Surfers Paradise. Now he starts to extend it further. Watch the Porsche under brakes.
Now that was interesting. The Mazda actually got away by 2 or 3 car lengths that particular run, whereas the lap before it didn't. So I can only assume that maybe Alan the lap before may have just muffed the gear change slightly to have given Jim that run, because the Mazda definitely had the legs then.
Gary Walden can do nothing about Mark Brame. That's the black RX-7, one of the best drivers in the business in this class. And young Mark Brame is holding him out, but this is where the battle is. Look at Grice just bringing it through now. Fitzgerald goes with him. Says, you want to clash him in? We'll have a go. Oh, good stuff here.
Well, 2 very, very experienced guys here. 2 Group A 5-litre drivers.
Nothing in this. Fitzgerald's lost a little bit to these two. Look at Richards. Throws it up behind him again. Grice doing a terrific job. He's led from the word go. Remember, he didn't get the warm-up lap at the siding lap. Hasn't worried him one bit. He got the power down first, raced into the first corner, and he's held the lead. 2 to go after they go over the stripe this time, so there's plenty of time for Jimmy Richards. But look at this Mazda. It has got some hoochie cooch.
Yeah, it definitely pulls away from the Porsches down the straight, but as I say, the Porsche drags it just a little bit under brake, but Jimmy's very quick through the first 2 chicanes.
Fitzgerald slipping back. This is the battle. He'll probably get third with only 2 laps to go. But can Jimmy Richards come up onto Allan Grice? They trail across the ripple strips again. Not frightened to ride them at all. Bit of flame belches out of the RX-7 now. Porsche closes right up. Have a look at his hair, Grice. He just flings it over the ripple strip. Takes some grass with him along the way.
It's not hard to tell that this is not a 1-hour race.
Whole different ball game from yesterday. Different tactics and all. This is just go. Don't worry about driver changes, silly girls. We're on the button now. Fitzgerald doing a pretty good job because he's made up some ground because of the intensity of the battle there. That's let him get back in touch.
Yeah, well, Alan's probably driving a little bit defensively, which of course he must do, and Jimmy's trying to look for ways around him, and in the meantime, while they're sort of too busy thinking about each other, Fitz is making some headroads on them.
Peter Fitzgerald has been with a Porsche for so many years. The 968, he's been a fantastic competitor for them over the years. As you see them streaking down that long straight now, again the Porsche closes up behind Allan Grice. Allan Grice working very hard. You can see there just flinging the car through. He's got to keep it neat and tidy. Jimmy Richards will pounce if he gets half a chance. Richards now trying to bother him, moving all over the back of the car. All Grice can see is green at the moment.
Yeah, they're coming up into the chicane, so Alan will probably get his off-road licence here again.
Watch this. Oh, bangs it over the markers. No worries about that. Gets a little bit of sideways, but it doesn't worry him. Again, Jimmy Richards comes up, puts the nose there for a go, but can't do it.
Just tucked his nose in there and had a bit of a look and thought, no, I'll think better about it. That's Gricey in that thing.
Allan Grice doesn't drive that often now these days, but let me tell you, when he does, it's the same old Allan Grice. The 2 Porsches hounding away. Jimmy Richards eating away, almost a little tap, but Richards doesn't touch other cars, although I can see a little crease on the guard. I think he has this time round.
Jimmy tells you he doesn't touch his other cars.
I just saw the crease. Last lap coming up, so it's all go now. Can Grice hang out? Can Jimmy Richards get in? Can Fitzgerald maybe take advantage?
This is going to be interesting. This is as close as Jim's been down the straight, I think, into the chicane.
So Richards now thinking it out. How can he do it? Grice flings it through the first one and again the second. Richards matches him. Every wheel lift they do together. Watch this one. Bang, bang, bang over the markers. No trouble. Fitzgerald decides, I'll go with you.
Well, actually, Fitzgerald, quickest lap of the race so far, 2:14.0.
Certainly made up a lot of ground. Here they come again. Jimmy Richards tries another line this time. Can he get a smooth run out of here? There he goes. He goes a little bit wider. Gets the run out. He's trying to get right in the slipstream. Once they hit that big straight.
If you talk about defensive driving, you're going to see it in its art form now, I would think, in this last lap.
Allan Grice told us when he left the commentary box he was here to win it. He wanted to win it, and so far he's doing that. Jimmy Richards right up behind him now. Last lap, only half a lap to go. Richards pulls out the Porsche, has a look. Up they come side by side. Almost a touch here too. Grice though. Grice wins the corner and swings it through again. And have a look at Richards going with him. Fitzgerald losing nothing either. Oh, bit of a race this one. Grice holding them out now. This is where it's going to tell. Watch him go through here. Up one, he's lifting tyres. Well, over the tyres. Look, there's debris going everywhere. And he's picked up about 2 lengths. Jimmy Richards says, what are you throwing at me?
Well, it's a first-class example of the durability of the underneath of those RX-7s.
Unbelievable, throwing tyres back and bits of debris. Richards said, I'll have none of this. Comes up again, though, so I've got one more chance. Now they weave through the concrete canyons down and come back onto the main straight. Surely then it's a drag to the line. The RX-7 so far has had the mumbo down the long bits. So can he hold him out? Richards comes up, tries to get side by side. Here they go. It's now a drag race down to the line. Grice holding the RX-7 flat to the floor. Richards comes at him too. This is going to be close. I think Grice will hang on. I'm not sure there's the flag. Grice by about half a bonnet with Fitzgerald in third. Oh, wonderful stuff, Allan Grice. Jimmy Richards terrific too. And Peter Fitzgerald, a great drive from him. So Grice, he's back in business. The gap there, Allan, was 0.117 of a second. That's back to first and second. You don't get any closer, do you?
No, that was about as good a race as we'll see, I think, and certainly a big difference from yesterday's 1 hour event. I mean, obviously they were holding nothing back. They didn't have to worry about revs or brakes or tyres. They just went for it.
Right, let's recap the top 6 for you. Allan Grice, super drive from him. Jimmy Richards, terrific as always. Peter Fitzgerald, congratulations on third. Gary Walden finally got past Mark Brain, but he did a great job. Jeremy Norris fills in the 6th.